Good afternoon, you guys. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here in Manchester, and I just want to show you guys a little bit of the place that I am in. So, this is just to show you guys, because I don't know, look at how high this ceiling is. So this is one of the hotels that we basically stay in. So I'm just gonna show you guys a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so that's the overall view. That's the bed. I don't know how to show it. So I got double beds today, and the place is very rustic. It was very cold when I first came, so I had this thing. I was just covering myself and sitting there, and that's you look at this chair and you see the curtains, how high they are, and it's a linen curtain, just like the one I have at home. I love linen. There's just something about linen. And look at these ones. It's some leather. I don't know what to call them really. Everything, like the attention to detail that these people have in this hotel is just ridiculously amazing. And look at this rustic, and this, oh sorry guys, and this old fashioned phone, old style phone. And just like, look at these lights, how rustic they are, and those paintings, and this over here, like just something to sit on, I guess, when you're doing your makeup. I don't know what is that. It's just so amazing. And like a big mirror, and also there's some mirrors by the bedside there, and the TV that never actually ever go on. And look at this is just really amazing. Look at this, really amazing. And just the overall, there is nothing interesting here, but I'm just gonna show. Let me first of all get rid of my stuff. Okay, there's nothing interesting in the toilet, but it's just really like old, I don't know, like vintage, modern, but vintage at the same time. And look at the chandelier, the light, and the ceiling is just like really high. So that is the situation here, guys. And before I want to talk to you guys. I want to have a one-on-one chat with you guys and just sort of tell you guys how I'm feeling. And before I put on this camera, I was having a moment, and there are those days that we YouTubers, or just people as a whole, have moments, and it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to have those moments. It's okay to to cry. It's okay if you feel overwhelmed. It's okay to just like open up and sort of talk, at times. And I just want to tell you guys that I hope my voice is loud enough. I just want to tell you guys that as much as you see that I show you guys these hotel rooms, and I show you guys like my, like, sort of, because obviously this is being paid for by my work, and I come to different nice 5-star hotels and all, and I just want to sort of talk to you guys about how I feel. it's not that I'm just like having this amazing glamorous life, and I don't know, like I don't want to like blah blah, I just want to go straight to the point. You guys, sometimes, especially today, I was having a moment. I was just feeling, and obviously when you have a moment, I learn not to sometimes. Okay, now that I have this YouTube channel, I feel like I can sort of come to you guys and I can talk to you guys, because I know that a lot of people go through so many things in silence and they don't want to talk about them because maybe they are afraid of what people are gonna think. They are afraid of how people are gonna perceive them, or just in general. So, and that's why usually I appreciate people who are not afraid to come onto YouTube, even to air how they feel, how they really truly feel. Because most of the time in YouTube, people just want to share the glamorous part of it. They want to show you how good they feel. I'm happy, Life, it has ups and downs. Life is not always about, people want to show you the things that they really want to see. But then this is my page. I wanted it to become a place. I know that I've sort of opened up sometimes too much in my page. To an extent, I took a back step and I said I'm not going to be opening up too much. But sometimes I feel like now, I feel like I want to like talk to you guys and just let you guys know that I am not okay, you know. I'm not okay. I want to admit it. I'm not okay. And for me, sometimes I wouldn't say that I get into depression. I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say that sometimes I'm getting into depression, because depression is such a deep, it's a deep, like, okay, you guys, I don't know, I'm gonna have a moment. I'm not gonna cry. Okay, so when you are somebody who is always strong and is always there for everyone, and that's me, you guys. That's me. I've always been somebody, and it's not that I'm telling you guys because I want you guys to feel like, to feel sorry for me, or even to feel like I'm just talking to you how I feel right now, because I feel like if I talk about it right now, I will feel better by talking about it. And obviously, you know that I cannot be 100%, like, I don't want to like open, I don't know, you guys, this is the first video that I'm actually making, telling you guys that I'm not okay and admitting that I'm not really, I wouldn't say that I go through depression. That is really deep if I would say, diagnose myself with depression. But at after time, you go through, I would say it's mild, mild, I would say mild depression. And for me, usually it comes all of a sudden, and something can just trigger it. And first of all, it's like, I don't know, like, there are things that come into my mind, and when you feel you are so inadequate, you feel you are not enough, especially if you are somebody who has done so much, to try and make people comfortable, people around you comfortable, whether be it your family. You try so much to, like, I'm somebody who is always there for people, I'm always there for people, whether be it my family, I'm always there for them. And I remember when I was I remember when I was in Nairobi, like when I first started in Nairobi, I was so alone to an extent. You just feel like, you like, since I finished school and moved to Nairobi, when I gave you guys a story, I was working as a house help, and I just felt like I had nobody to turn to. Even if I had pain in my heart, or even if I had, I just felt like I didn't have anybody to turn to. And you could find I was very much a loner because I felt like people could not relate to me in one way or the other. And maybe because I have very strong personality, and sometimes I never used to smile because I just didn't have it in me to smile. In fact, this the first time I learned to smile is when became I started working in this company that I'm working in. I didn't believe in my smile. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my appearance. I didn't believe in myself as a person. I didn't believe that I was good enough. I had the lowest and the lowest of esteem. And then on top of it all, I felt alone. And since long time, I feel like I suffer from abandonment issues because when I was young, my mom sort of abandoned me, and it was out of her control because she was living a life of misery and pain after she separated from my dad. And she sort of didn't know what to do with us because we were so many of us, and she was doing it alone. To an extent, she just like dropped us at a certain her relative's place or her friend's place, or and never showed up, never came back. And I remember she dropped me off at somebody whom was her friend probably, and this person abused me. And I remember this woman abused me when I was small. I think I was really young. I couldn't remember. Maybe I was either 5 years old. And I remember she had put me to sit under a table when people were having breakfast in her house. And I was looking up on the table on where the rest of her family was eating. For me, I was put to sit under the table like a dog, and whom was being fed crumbs under the table. So she gave me, I think whatever she gave me was not the same food that the people, her family was eating. Then I remember asking for whatever they were eating, and I remember her taking something and hitting my head, and I still have a scar, a very big scar on top of my head. And I would remember just the blood was, I was shocked because I didn't know what was going on. I was so young, I didn't know what I did wrong. And she sort of just hit me so hard, my skull was, my head was like, had a wound, like an open wound. So, and that day I remember my mom was coming back, and when my mom came, and like my mom was just at the gate, and then this woman had her coming, calling out my name, and she started saying that if I ever hear you telling your mom that I hit you, say that you fell. So I lied, and this woman lied that I fell, but she actually, I remember I had like 8 stitches on top of my head because of this. And I remember telling my mom afterwards, because she said, if you tell your mom, just know that your mom is gonna leave and I'm gonna be left with you, and you will not like it. I will beat you to death. So I couldn't say as a kid. On top of that, I was also like molested in another place that my mom dropped me. And I and again, I just didn't feel like, I felt like I did something wrong as a child to be abandoned. Or I probably, and I remember one time my mom was out of frustration. She was she just lashed out at me, and she was saying to me, uh, I don't know what I did. I was so small, but she just lashed out at me, and she was telling me that, because I remember my brother, my younger brother who was following me, passed away from abandonment, and he got sick and died when my mom never even attended the funeral. My mom just like came after the kid was buried, and I just thought that was gonna be my destiny, that was gonna be all our siblings destiny. And that is, and I remember one day I saw my mom, and I was like, I just wanted to be loved, be hugged, be taken care of, but she didn't have time for that. And she had just lost my younger brother, so she was probably mourning, and she just lashed out at me, and she was beating me, telling me that what 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 that what did she say to me, that I'm not important more than the person, my brother who just died. Like she said it in Luo, like iloyo Alphonse nyathina monindo kachagango. Like she said something to say to mean that I don't know how to explain it, but she said it out of frustration, and she beat me up, and I didn't know what I did. I was probably so young, I was shocked. So it just felt like I was not welcomed. I was not loved. I was never hugged. I was never taken care of. I was just dropped, and, as a child. So when I grew up into adulthood, it affects me. Sometimes I feel like after the family, now obviously we are now grown up, I have been the pillar of my family. I feel like I brought people together, and I brought people together to an extent that I don't know. I don't want to say to you guys exactly the things that I've done and na 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 na. That's not up to me. But I felt like there, I've never, none of anybody that I have been there for have ever even called to say, hi, how are you? None has even like ever say to me on my birthday, happy birthday, Ruby. None, like, you are on your own, even though you're doing so much, and you are, you feel alone, you just feel all in it alone. Sometimes I remember I was sick, and I just I don't feel taken care of. I felt like the housemaid who is a stranger in my house, who is not even blood related to me, was looking after me, and even asking how are you doing, forcing me to eat. But I feel like my immediate siblings, as much as I am there for them, they just didn't care. Like, this is what I feel. And I feel like all of us included, we were not shown love enough to show love to each other, or even to um to care much. We, most of the family, my siblings have this I don't care attitude. And sometimes I feel like if you open up yourself to be of a help to somebody, I don't want people to like make me feel like, oh, worship me or la la la, because you're the one who is helping us, you're the one who've done this to us, you're the one who did. But it just doesn't, I don't like, if the attitude I'm getting is that if you like, you are helping, but it's not enough. Like, there is nothing enough that you can ever do that can make them even like I don't know what I don't know how to term it, how I feel. I don't know really how to term it. It almost feels like you can give everything that you have, but it's not enough. Like, it's just never enough, you know and sometimes you feel like, what if I was the one who was in their position? Because I remember that when I didn't have a shoulder to lean on, I was in the street. These people who have never known what it is to be in the streets, to sleep in the streets and to be homeless. And I've been there, but they have found it so easy because I made sure that at least nobody is lacking, nobody has to sleep outside in the cold, nobody have to, I try so much. But even when I am sick, nobody will check on me. Nobody. Sometimes it makes me feel really sad. And you feel like nobody really cares. And if if they cannot, like, we just want to you to be like, like an oil machine where she's just pumped and pumped and pumped until she cannot give oil anymore. Then I don't know how to term it, you guys. And I don't know how to close myself totally, because I know that I have been so open to an extent. I'm an open person. I'm open with my siblings, to an extent, until they give me a reason not to be open. Then I close myself completely if I feel like I cannot trust. And there is just so many things that I probably don't want to say here on the YouTube fields, because I feel like it's going to expose too much of, I don't want to do that. But it just feels like, I wouldn't say it. It also feels like, I don't know what you guys. I want to say things, but I feel like I don't want to expose. I don't want to. There are things that I don't. I feel like I don't cannot say here on the YouTube, but it just pains me to an extent when you know that you are doing so much, but you feel like, I always want to do something. Even if someone is suffering, I always want to be there for somebody. Like, I'm that person whom, if people call me and say, oh, this is happening to me, and I would jump a fence for people. I would jump a fence for people. But then a time comes when you just feel like you just on your own. They probably, because maybe I have put it out there, like, I never show them my weakest point, and I never really communicate to them and tell them, why are you not being so, like, I don't know. It's like you would send somebody money and they wouldn't talk to you. They wouldn't talk to you even after you've sent them money, even to just say, I have received the money that you sent me, like, until, or let's say you send them money, whoever money, and somebody will just be quiet, you know, until it's time they run out of money and they know it's end month, they want you to send them again. That is the only time they would think, oh, let me say hi to her, because it's another time for her to actually remember that she has to send me money. And I remember there was a time that I needed so much of my relatives, and I needed, oh God, God knows how hard it has been for me. And there was a time that before I became homeless, I decided to go homeless. There was this person my relative, that I ran for solace in her place, and I just wanted a place to put my head for a couple of days before I figured out myself. This person chased me away from her house and then said to me that I'm a burden. And I was barely 20. I'm a burden. To them, I have to fend for myself. I have to get married like other people my age are married, and I get married after school. I have to fend for myself. And this person had to send me away. So now it's been more than 6 or 5 years that I try to support this person, because their financial, like, it's deep. I support this person as much as I can with the little that I have. I support whoever and whoever. Like, it's not only one person. My money is not only for me. But then this person will never in between. Even when I am sick, I'm in the hospital, I've never ever had family member find out what's happening to me. To an extent, I feel like even if one day I'll find myself depressed or sick in my, I will just be found there by myself. If I didn't, nobody would really care, and some of you are gonna say, oh, what is your partner doing? Why your boyfriend is not? It's not about that. I'm talking about close family members. I'm talking about close family members, who are your family, the blood that you are born with. This is what I'm talking about. And it's always, people always have this, that the nose up attitude, that if she didn't say hello, or if she didn't call me, or if she didn't, I will not do it. Then I say to myself, I'm in this world alone. I was born in this world alone. I don't have siblings. I know you guys know that I have siblings, but I feel like it feels like that. Maybe because I always want to be strong and I never want to expose my true feelings to them. And I always want to make them see that I am strong. I always want to mold the perfect, the role model that I wanted to be, always for them to see that I'm strong, I am doing this and that, so that they can, but they do not care. They do not care. As much as this is the attitude that I feel that they just don't care. Like, there's just so many things that if I go into details, you guys are gonna feel like, it's not, this place is not a place where you say this kind of things. That's why I want to, as much as I want to talk, I want to not put everything out there like that. So then I was just feeling in this hotel room. I just sat here on this couch, and sometimes a great deal of sadness comes after me. And especially last night, I didn't sleep because I was thinking about, there is this person who is very famous, the Safaricom. You guys know the biggest telecom communication in Kenya. The boss, like the CEO of this company, was a very fit person who was always running, always doing jogging, very fit, very tall man, very, like, it's a good looking man according to me. This man just woke up one day and found himself unwell when he was on a business trip. All of a sudden, this man got sick, and all of a sudden, this man just was given a few months to live. And this man passed away the other day. This is a man of status. The man who, and it was just overwhelming me. And I saw him, and he was by himself in, like, okay, he had a family, he had a wife and all, but can you imagine being told all of a sudden that you have a few months to live? Like, in this life, it's very strange how life can turn out to be so abrupt. To an extent, even me, I was just feeling perfect. I was at work, everything was perfect. We Lately, I've been working with an amazing team. I'm happy at work. I'm hands on, doing everything the way it should be. I'm getting great feedback from my bosses and everything. And boom, when I come home to the hotel room like this, I open the door to the amazing hotel room. Then I sit down, and then the floods of all the things that I've, like, it just comes all over me, and boom, mild depression just hits. And I do understand the people. I never want to be that person who will judge, or who will point fingers at the people uh, who like harm themselves or even end their lives, because it happens so abruptly. Sometimes these people don't even plan to harm themselves. It just happens so abrupt. And I'm not saying that it's never crossed my mind to harm myself in any way. Never ever get to that point. I thank God. But I'm just imagining, because I could just come to this place, a clean environment, very beautiful hotel, and then all of a sudden I just have this bout, like instant depression just comes over me. It's a mild depression, because I know myself. I just sit back and the tears just start rolling over my face. And it's not that I just feel so, let me say, I just feel alone sometimes, I just feel alone. I can be surrounded by people. I can have love in my life. I can have a partner in my life, but I can feel so alone, alone. And to an extent, I'm like, it's not even about my family or people, but everything from your childhood just comes and you just feel like this world is just not, I don't know whether I am reacting over this situation where this man dies. Last night I couldn't sleep over him, because obviously it was on TV. They were showing how, because his previous interviews, they were saying things, and the way he was as a person, so funny, so charismatic, just an amazing man, an amazing human being, a husband who had a family and everything, and when he was being asked, how do you feel about you being, because he was diagnosed, he just felt like, because his family members in his family there was a couple of people. His ex-wife had cancer and obviously went on remission, been in remission for 5 years, and his sister also had cancer, and some of his family members had cancer. So he was saying that I knew that one day I was gonna have it, so he was saying that it wasn't a surprise to him when he was diagnosed with it. So he was being asked, how did you feel? And he was just like, it's just a disease like any other disease. It's cancer. If it's my end, it's my end. Nobody is gonna nobody is going to live forever anyway. I have it and I have it, and I've been given a couple of months to live. That's it. Like, I'm not afraid of it. It is what it is. That's what he was saying. And he was just saying that what upsets him the most was that he had to be in the hospital, in the like quarantine, and clean, and masked hospital, and sealed whatever, because of germs. And he felt like he is a man who had work to do. He was upset that he had to be there, and the family was, he was just upset over that I had to be here for 9 months, uh, like that's what was upsetting him most. He was not upset. He said, I was not upset that I had the disease or whatever. So I'm just saying that, why am I saying that? It's because life is so abrupt. Life is just so abrupt, and sometimes I feel like we take the people in our lives so for granted. In most cases, it's just about me and about me and about me. It's about me. People don't even take a second to think about somebody, how people, like, people don't take a second to think about what if, things could be worse. Things could be worse. And I don't know, I'm just saying that I was just going through a moment and I felt like I wanted to talk to you guys. Maybe I was just blabbing, but I just needed to get something out of my chest. So if you guys like this video, I'm okay. I've talked about it. It's out of my chest. I'm okay. Don't be worried about me. Don't think that I'm just like, I just felt like I needed to talk. So I'm okay. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and I see you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Kadege konyango mawodu dongo jabendoga. Jabende kwenge kolumbo mam.